All right. Hello, chat. How's it going? Hopefully
Force
well.
you to peg on stream. I'm very
I'm gonna
easily
piss in your mouth.
convinced.
Hopefully well. We're back. We're playing Metal Gear Solid Delta again. I'm back after what's that? A couple days of no stream because I hurt my voice playing MGS3 the other day, like bad. I could barely speak. But it's better now. Not 100%, but it's better now. So we're just going for it. It's a questionable better, but I think we should be fine. I think it should be fine. Like it's not 100%, but I think it's good enough. I think it's healed enough. You feel better? Yeah, it doesn't hurt much. It's like a little sore still, but it doesn't hurt much anymore. When I first heard it, it was like sharp pain whenever I spoke. Oh. I thought we were further than this, but I guess not. I gotta get the Delta controls back in my brain. This button. It's all sorts of out of whack. And you're still drinking Celsius? I still need the caffeine, yeah. What's this playthrough? Just legacy style playthrough. I probably need food. Actually, I mean, kind of. I've got 2 calorie mates on me. I thought you were the throat goat.
Sick.
I am until I injure it. And then it's like, oh, fuck. And then I made it worse because I felt it. Like, it was about halfway through the MGS3 stream the other day. Classic MGS3. And I felt it when it happened. But then I streamed for like another hour and a half like normal afterwards. And I think I made it worse than it would have been. Get a Stephen Hawking style robot voice? I should. Oh yeah, this was the full lethal. Hot water with honey. Yeah, I've been drinking honey. Actually, yeah, I was gonna say. I got some right here. I'm getting low, but I have some. I've been drinking it. Oh, that's a trap. Because this is not my first time injuring my voice. So I know what to do with it. Just... it sucks. I mean... I might as well. Just grab some small stuff while I'm here. There's plenty of it around. Not gonna finish the word. Now, alcohol is not good for like a vocal injury, because all you're doing is numbing it, and you don't really want to numb it, as weird as that might sound, because if you numb it, you're gonna start talking like normal again and trying to project more than you should, and you're just gonna make it worse. So you don't really want to numb it much. I did have a Culver's milkshake or two, though. Specifically 2. I may have had 2. On 2 separate days though. And yesterday, they gave me a big one instead of a small one. And I was like excited. I thought I had, you know, won the shake lottery, the milkshake lottery. And then by the time that I was trying to like finish it at the bottom, it was not the move. That was too much milkshake. I was getting a little. No, I don't want to wear leaf. What's it? Like a little sick just from the amount of like milk and ice cream I had ingested in the span of about an hour. The small is ideal, because by the end of the large one, I was like, whoa, that's a lot of milk. I've been so bored. I need a big 3-hour distraction in the middle of my day. I really do. I do not know how to entertain myself for long enough. I ended up just doing more like video work, but even then more than like my normal amount is still kind of boring. Do I kill this guy? I might just let him go. There's really no need to kill him. I think I'll just slip by. He got lucky this time. Oh. There, peek that way. Yeah. Just let them go. Off this time. When you know Chole was S ranking DMC2 off stream, but you can't prove it. I was not. I've been on my big ARPG kick again off stream. Trying to ignore the fact that Borderlands 4 is out and that I'm not playing it. Oh. Yeah, there we go. Back to Delta. Oh. Okay. He's not telling anyone. Randy told fans to code their own engines. I saw the Randy Pitchford shit. I love Randy so much. Like, in the worst way, I love him. We don't talk about Randy's tweets. They were so good. He was like, the game is optimized fine, just use DLSS. God damn it, Randy. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Come on. Clearly, we're not premium gamers. We're not. We are not premium gamers. Hello, Groka. Single action army. I forget I have that because we're doing actual New Game Plus here. Less than 1% of 1% are having performance issues. Sure thing, Randy. Just use DLSS, guys. Just turn on DLSS. It's fine. Everything is fine. Oh, please stay turned around. Huge. Huge. I didn't mean to throw him. I forgot to let up on the stick. The Nvidia patch did help. Yeah, I saw. One of my old Zombies mutuals has been playing a lot, and he did like a quick little like video about pre and post patch performance, so I saw that. We're getting the ASMR stream. That's what False has been saying when I've been talking to her a little bit over the last couple days. She keeps joking about me ASMRing at her. Because I'm at my desk, so I'm on this mic. I feel like Legacy looks better. More dynamic cameras instead of just having one. Yeah, I'm such a big sucker for what's it? For fixed cameras in games, so I really still enjoy the Legacy style a lot. I am back. I mean, I've been here. I've just not been talking. Like, almost at all. I should probably... Why was my mouse cursor there?
Poison.
Oh, I collected so many of those too. Okay. I want to go... Oh, my bad. Sorry. Kiwami 3. I don't know what you're talking about. There was no leak. I didn't see anything. I saw nothing. RGG, I did not see. There was no accidental update on your website. I saw nothing. Nothing at all. Where do you get the... Well, do I even want the non-lethal, like, cigarette and stuff? That is Rex. I couldn't quite tell. I had to look. I don't feel anything for Kiwami 3, to be honest. OG 3 still plays fine. Yeah. I mean, I liked Yakuza 3 a lot when I played it. I had no issues with it. But obviously, the majority of the Yakuza fandom finds 3 really difficult to play. Because most people who started, like, after Yakuza 0 and, like, you know, Like a Dragon 7 and all that came out, started with Yakuza 0 and then went into the Kiwamis. So a lot of people play, like, 0 and then Kiwami 1 and 2, and then they try to play Yakuza 3. And, you know, Yakuza 3 was... well, not the first PS3 game, but it was the first mainline title after the PS2 games. So it's still... it's a little rough. Also, nice one, Konami. Like, you can feel that earlier era combat a lot. And so a lot of fans try to play Yakuza 3 and they're like, oh my god, it's unplayable. Like, this game is so clunky, I can't enjoy it. But playing it after only having played the PS2 games and, like, Kenzan, it felt great. Especially because, like, Blakuza is a big meme, right? But I had just come off of Kenzan. And the blocking behavior being so heavy is carried over from Kenzan. Because the sword combat in that game is very, like, defensive and fishing for openings kind of style. So I was super used to it. I literally just played, like, a whole 40-hour RPG with that exact AI behavior. So I didn't even feel it like when playing the game myself. I only became aware of it after the fact. Is stream like mega jittery? What is happening? Has it been like that? I'm seeing, yeah, the stutter. What? Has it been like that? Well, what's going on? Hold on. Let me give it a quick reboot here. Okay. Let's see. That stream only? Yeah, it's not the game. Didn't need to reboot it, he says. Hold on. Someone said it's only in the hallways. It's a feature. I'll try to get here or get through here quickly then. Since it seemingly is just this area. But hold on, I lost my there we go, custom chat box. I'll try to just get us out of here. You sure you're good to be chatting on the tube? I think it's fine. As long as I'm just easier on it. I think it's fine. And if it's not, and I start to feel it, then I'll just end early. We'll just go as we go. It's so weird that it is just this area, though. Why would it only happen in that one area? It could be if this area is more performance heavy. It could be my desktop's audio. My desktop's performance getting fucked by the game. Or it could be OBS, I don't know. Oh, I didn't mean to adjust my glasses so smoothly.
Huh? Hey!
Oh, hey.
Huh? What do you think you're doing?
My bad. When was the last time you updated? It's on the most recent revision. It's updated.
Ew. I'm so fucking bad.
Sorry, it has to be a proper lethal run. As advertised.
Ew.
Scientists, are they safe or are they not safe, chat? Not the headshot, ooh woo. Are scientists safe from the lethal run or no? No. Take no prisoners, no. The chat has spoken. Oh, standing a little too close, my bad. They must all join the river. They must. They'll all go to see the sorrow. It's fine, don't worry about it. Who was that? I can't read that. Like at all.
Slay girl, pussy boss.
Oh my god. Could you not? Crisis averted. Now we just need to make sure that they don't get up and rat us out after. Oh, dude. I got the M16. Hold on. The M16 for a lethal run, just for the hell of it, that can pretty much just be our silent gun. Put a silencer on that bitch. Run around with the M16. Why not? That's the goal of this run. Yeah. Full lethal. Oh my god, look at the scars on his neck. That looks so badass. I didn't see those before. Like earlier in the run, after we did all the scarring intentionally. Those look so badass.
If you're looking for Sokolov, he's not here anymore. Put that thing away. You'll spoil my drink.
There's a new one on my face too. Like in his beard.
You're the intruder everyone's talking about. Typical capitalist dog. No manners.
And who are you?
You mean you've never heard of me? And you call yourself an agent? Very well, then. I am Alexander Leonovich Granin. A man of some importance, if I do say so myself.
He missed his mouth.
I am the foremost weapons scientist in the Soviet Union.
I think it's fine.
And the head of the glorious Granin Design Bureau. This is the Order of Lenin. It is an honor of the greatest magnitude, given along with the title of Hero of Socialism to only the finest workers. It was awarded to me in recognition of my brilliant contributions to society. Since the Great Patriotic War, I have created countless weapons in the service of our great communist society. It was thanks to me that we were able to stamp out the Nazi scum. It was I who created the basic design for the mobile ballistic missile system you know and fear.
Is he supposed to be speaking English here since he has a Russian accent? Hard to say.
You're crocked, aren't you?
I'm merely drowning my sorrow.
Japanese dub is actually
Because
kind of
him,
tempting.
I've got nothing to do but sit here.
Because Delta, for the first time, gives us the option to have the Japanese voices, but the English text.
Sokolov.
So now that you bring it up, that is
Him you're
somewhat
looking
tempting.
for, isn't it? Because of him, I have been stripped of my authority. My research has come to nothing. Look. It is a revolutionary mobile nuclear missile system. A bipedal tank.
A bipedal tank?
Yes, a walking tank. a robot. Are you familiar with the theory of the missing link between
Yeah, the
apes
first
and
person is only in
humans?
certain
Well,
moments.
technology will be the missing link between infantry and artillery. A kind of Metal Gear, if you will. And this magnificent Metal Gear will mark a revolutionary step forward in weapons development.
Metal Gear.
But I won't be used so easily. No crying myself to sleep. For you see, I'm going to send these documents to my friend in the United States.
What?
These bastards will live to regret this. And when they themselves become the targets
You
of
did
my
say the thing.
creation, they will know my true greatness. Yes, Sokolov's pathetic Shagohod pales in comparison to my work. What are you going to do with a rocket engine on a tank?
About Sokolov.
A tank does not need a rocket. It needs something else. Look at these.
Nice shoes.
No. Legs. Legs that allow it to go anywhere. Just as when humans learn to walk upright. That is the real revolution in weaponry. Don't you agree? But the fool's in charge. Chole Sokolov.
And where is Sokolov?
My project has been terminated. The philosopher's legacy has been handed over to him.
What the hell are you talking about?
Humans need wheels.
The philosopher's legacy. Haven't you heard of the philosophers? The Colonel has inherited their immense legacy. Volgin's father was in charge of the philosophers' money laundering activities.
The volume
In the
difference.
confusion of the war, they somehow ended up with their treasure.
I got a few comments on the Delta review when I mentioned it
Volgin inherited
from
that
people
treasure
who are like, man, thank God someone finally brought up
We
the
never
volume
need to
difference. I
worry
thought I
about
was
the
going
military
crazy.
budget. The development costs at our facility are all
Because
paid
it's
out of the
wild.
Colonel's
It
deep
jumps up
pockets.
for the pre-rendered scenes and then it gets quiet again right after.
Weapons born here will be the genes for creating an entirely new form of warfare. The funding for my research came out of that legacy. Came out of it. Now, my money, my men, all have been diverted to the Shagohod project. Tomorrow they will be conducting the final test, while Sokolov is making the final preparations in the weapons factory at Volgin's main base.
Audio mixing
the
is a
great
lost art.
fortress of Grozny
I don't know
Grad.
why the
Here I am,
pre-rendered
playing
scenes
host to
play
an
so
enemy
much louder.
spy,
It's really
tricking
odd.
myself into a stupor.
That's where they moved Sokolov?
Yes.
I'm
the
assuming
Shagohod is
what's
there, too.
happening is
Of
the pre-rendered
course.
scenes are just playing at 100% volume. But then
Hey,
the in-game stuff
You're not
has, because this is
destroying the
UE5,
are you mad?
the way that
It's an
audio
impenetrable
works in
fortress.
UE5, you can't have an audio source in a 3D space without
Take my chances.
things like
Wait.
distance occlusion and all
What?
that being taken into
Listen
account.
to me, you fool.
So
Want to
I'm
help
assuming that's what's happening
Help
with the
me.
cutscenes, but I'm not
Thank you for
entirely
your
sure.
compliment.
What compliment?
My shoes. Tatiana gave them to me. I wanted to thank you for complimenting me on them. I'll tell you how to get into the fortress. In return, I ask only that you get that idiot out of there and destroy the Shagohod. There is an underground tunnel
It's not that
that
they are
runs
louder,
around
the rest is
perimeter
quiet,
of the
yeah.
fortress. You should be able
It's
to
both.
use it to sneak into the base.
When I say louder, I just
Enter the
mean,
mountains.
what's it, relative to the
The entrance
gameplay
to the tunnel is located there.
and the rest of the cutscenes.
You passed through a warehouse on your way here, didn't you?
Yeah.
There should have been a locked door inside of it. Do you remember it? This key will open that door. The Beyond that door lies the vast
And I can
jungle.
go right to that door this time because
You
we're
can
on
climb
New
up
Game
into the
Plus,
mountains
so
on
I
the
don't
far
need to
end
go
of
and
the
get the
jungle.
water face paint.
Go back to the warehouse. Use the key to open the locked door and head for
Coal
the
splain,
mountain.
she says. Bro, you
Got
should
it.
see me coal splain to her,
Why are you helping
like,
me?
my PoE
Unlike
build.
Sokolov, the thought of
Or,
defecting
Last
never
Epoch
once
build, or whatever it
crossed
is.
my mind.
Whatever I'm playing.
I love my country. I love this land. I cannot even imagine living anywhere else. I wish to remain a hero of the great motherland.
He was describing his PoE
Cannot
build.
bear
It was
the
pretty
thought
good.
of being hounded into a
Pretty
corner
good build,
and left to
yeah, if I
waste
do say
away.
so myself. Yeah. Lightning
It is
arrow,
already
Deadeye.
dawn. You must hurry. I will remain here.
She's a
and
bit
nurse
of a
my
blaster.
troubles for a little longer. To capitalism.
Let's give it to you. Way too rough is crazy. No. I think I tore something midstream on today's Wednesday. So on Sunday. Because I felt it when it happened. And I streamed like normal and just really pushed my voice out for the rest of the stream. And I think I made it worse. But I felt it when it happened. And then I tried to keep streaming. And I think that was a bad idea.
Poison.
For food poisoning. Can't go back in? No. It gave me...
Get out of here.
Could have just said yes. Well, that would be a lie. Take no prisoners.
Yeah, you're right. I haven't pegged a man in a long time.
Wait, that's a thing that you can do? What? Huh? You could. No. This. You sit in front of a door, you go first person, and you click the right thumbstick, and you peek through the door, and you can, like, aim around the corner. I never knew this was a thing. Did anyone else know this was a thing that you could do? Because that's crazy. That's crazy.
Speak.
You imperialist pig.
Shame there's not many places to use it. Yeah. There are not many places where you'll be peeking through doors in Metal Gear Solid 3. But that is a wild feature that I just never knew was there. Okay, hold on. If we wanted to do Japanese dub for the hell of it, I think we have to go back. Yeah, we have to go to the main menu. So let me quick save the game.
Snake.
Let's try this because Delta lets us do this, where we can have Japanese audio while the rest of the game is in English, which you can't do in the original, like even with Master Collection on MGS3. The Japanese version of the game is an entirely separate EXE from the rest of the localized versions, so you can't play unless you play fully in Japanese. You just can't have that dub. I don't want to risk it by like interrogating people, and I said I would get out of here quickly just for the in case it's stuttering or skipping again or anything like that. Okay. Let's see.
少佐、ソコロフはすでに要塞へ移されたらしい。だがそれはグラーニンがそう言っていたということだろう。彼が欺瞞情報を流したという可能性も。いや、嘘ではない。
And for some reason I never thought of this until just now.
俺の勘だ。信じよう。グラーニンによれば倉庫の先の密林を進めば、その奥から山岳地帯に出られるということだったな。ああ、山岳に登れば山頂近くからグロズニーグラードの地下壕へ入れるらしい。まずは倉庫まで戻れ。
This is awesome. I'm probably gonna leave it like this. This is awesome.
扉の位置は分かっているな。水路から来た時に通った扉のすぐ北だ。
This is great. You guys want to call Eva, maybe? Oh. Paramedic, perhaps?
3じゃなくてミルクヘビをキャプチャーしたのね。ミルクヘビはサンゴヘビによく似ているけど、
Not what I expected.
毒のないヘビなの。無毒とは言っても噛まれればダメージにはなるから一応気をつけて。
なるほど。ミルクヘビとサンゴヘビを見分ける方法はあるのか。
それは難しい
Was
わ
it that
ね。
brought this up? Oh, it was Hasriel. This was a good idea.
強いて言えばミルクヘビは攻撃
Because I do love what I've heard of
そうか。
Otsuka's
あ、いい
snake
方法思いついたわ。
performance.
それもあなた好みのやつ。
どんな？
食べてみるのよ。
食べる？
ええ。ミルクヘビはあまり美味しくないらしいわ。
知ってる。だがキャプチャーして食べた後に見分けをつけて何か意味があるのか？
Never heard the JP dub. Feels kind of
いい
weird.
方法だと思ったのに。
I've heard bits and pieces of them, mostly through like YouTube clips. I've never played the games in Japanese before, so this is an experience. And I mean, at some point, like I had it on my list that I wanted to play. Yeah, I can just set the M16 to single fire and go to town. Just to really change it up and sell the whole soldiering bit. I've been planning to play through them in Japanese for a long time, primarily because I'm curious about like story differences between the original script and the localized scripts. I feel like there's really no discussion about that in the Metal Gear community. So I've always had this curiosity because like we know that some of the games in particular, Kojima really hates the localized scripts. Like MGS1 is probably the most well-known one just because he's spoken about that specifically a lot. That he really disliked the creative liberties taken with the localization of MGS1. So I've always had a curiosity and I want to play them in Japanese. What's happening with the shadows there? Like as I'm crawling through. I'm not going to be able to turn around fast enough. Damn it. Something weird is happening. But point being, I haven't played a Metal Gear game in Japanese yet, but I've wanted to, and I've heard bits and pieces. And from what I've heard, I tapped the trigger, but the shot didn't go out. That was a little awkward. From what I've heard of them, I do really like Otsuka's performance as Snake. And interestingly, Otsuka still plays Snake in MGS5. like where the English fans had a big voice actor change, and that was like really controversial with MGS5. The Japanese actor never changed. So that has also made me even more curious, just knowing that they're in the MGS5 version, or sorry, in the Japanese version of MGS5, there was no actor change. So the Japanese community, Metal Gear community, has quite literally always had the same voice actor for Solid Snake and Big Boss. I think it was Otsuka for the Acid games as well. I don't believe there's any voice acting for Snake in the Acid games. It's been a long time, but I don't think he ever speaks in them. I liked Kiefer. I liked him too. And I don't think that people disliked Kiefer. It was definitely more just being upset that that Hater was dropped more than anything. Like that whole discussion where it was super controversial. Like, I haven't really heard people say that they disliked Kiefer's performance necessarily. I've heard a couple people say it, but not like, it's not something I've heard a ton. It's generally just more that they got rid of Hater than anything. Oh, come on. Oh, I didn't call Sigint. I should call Sigint. Hold on. Yeah, there we go.
よう、あんたがスネークか。
お前がシギント。
そうだ。よろしくな。
少佐からは武器装備、最新テクノロジーの専門家だと聞いてるが。
ああ、そいつは間違いだ。
え？
俺は武器装備、最新テクノロジーについての特別にすごい専門家だ。
He sounds familiar.
あんたの麻酔銃やアクティブソナー、動体探知機なんかを作ったのも俺なんだぜ。ま、武器や装備のことや敵の兵器について聞きたいことがあったら、俺に先導してくれ。じゃあな。
He sounds so familiar. Why? He sounds like I've heard him before. Japanese dub time? Yeah, I hadn't thought of it before Hasriel mentioned it. But, what's it? Delta is genuinely the first time that we can play the game, like, in English, while just having the Japanese dub for the voice acting. That's never been an option in Metal Gear before. It's always just been like, you have to play the whole thing in Japanese to get the Japanese acting. Even with like the Master Collection and stuff. That's been the case with all the games up to this point. But Delta lets you mix and match. You can have whatever, well, there's only 2 dubs. You can have whichever dub, and then whatever, like, localized text language you want. I'm ready to hear the fear. I gotta look up Sigint's actor now. What's he in that I know that voice? But I'm also excited for this. Hold on. Nishtani and Zero. There it is. Thank you.
その矢には黒毒死木もの毒が塗られている。時期に耐え難い激痛が全身を襲うだろう。体は麻痺し、息もできず、やがて心臓が止まる。しかしそれでは面白くない。また死ぬな。ボスの教え子よ。貴様にまだ見たことのない本当の恐怖を見せてやる。
And now the lip syncing is for the English version. God damn it.
さあ、恐怖を感じろ。
I like the fear. I like it. Sounds way less goofy here. Venom poisoning. And then there. Aren't these terrible?
まずすぎる。なんだこれ。
Better.
なんだこれ。
He's starting to enjoy them. Alright, where'd he go? Oh, let me... Yeah. Don't waste the suppressor on this. Oh, also, there. Would it be better to... Wait, how do you... Oh, the Delta controls are weird. Okay. Is the SVD the move, even? Doesn't really feel like it. Really doesn't feel like it. Oh, hello. How did I do that? How did I get stuck to that? There you are. This fight is actually harder to do lethally, because he just takes less damage from everything. It's not the only fight that's harder non-lethally. Or sorry, harder lethally. The fear is the same way, or sorry, not the fear. This is the fear. The fury in Delta specifically is the same way. In the original, not the same. But here in Delta, because of the buffs they gave him, he's harder to take out lethally now. Harder to kill now. Volgan is definitely easier non-lethal. Ointment and bandage. Most of the bosses stay about the same, to be honest with you. Like, the pain is the same. That's an interesting pose. I lost track of him. There he is. Hello? You stop that. Oh. I mean, I'll take the food.
I will talk about pegging you, but I will do it wholesomely.
Current speedrun strats have you skipping the pain, the fear, and the end, but you still gotta fight the fury without the Mosin, apparently. Oh, sorry, and without the Mosin, it's a real run killer. Yeah, the fury is considerably easier to non-lethal than to kill now, for sure. In the original, I would have said it's about the same either way, because the SVD and the Mosin are about the same. But in Delta, like, very noticeably, he's a lot harder to kill outright because they've so significantly nerfed the amount of damage that the lethal weapons do to him. Particularly the SVD. Holy shit, that thing does no damage to him anymore. False will be wholesome with you whilst you're recovering. It's not even, like, I'm not sick. There's no need. It's just my voice that's fucked. Everything else, like, I'm normal. I've been working all day. The last couple days that I haven't been streaming, I've just been doing other work. Because I'm not sick. I can barely talk. Alright, where is this guy? I see him. I can't see. It was a terrible idea. Oh. Ow. Sweet. New scars after that one. Yeah. There's a bullet lodged in my ear. That's gotta be painful to remove. Are the guys coming to investigate for... Oh, I just heard them. The ear. There's a glitch where you switch the graphics quality and then keep swapping camos on an elevated surface to shoot over walls and through level geometry. What? How? How? So that's a PC exclusive skip too.
Nanomachine, son!
It might be console exclusive. What? What? It's the console version? Performance and quality. Oh. What the fuck? Oh, you switch it to quality to bring the FPS down, and that's what makes the glitch work. Huh. What the fuck? Oh, is this Eva?
スネーク、聞こえる？
エヴァ、今どこに？
大要塞グロズニーグラードよ。
Eva.
ソコロフ博士もここにいる。
無事なんだな。
ええ。今要塞内でシャゴホットの最終調整をさせられてる。
少なくともまだ奴は必要とされているということか。
今のところは。でも急いで。フェーズ2のテストも完了したわ。最後の調整が済めば彼は用済みになる。CIA に奪われるくらいなら大佐は簡単に殺すわ。
エヴァ、ソコロフのそばを離れないでくれ。
分かってる。
I like the Japanese voices a lot.
グロズニーグラードの場所分かる？
ここから北にある山岳から要塞へとつながる地下壕へ行けるとグラーニンから聞いたが。
グラーニング？
ああ。奴はここへ進めるよう鍵も渡してくれた。
どうして？
酔っていたからじゃないか？
冗談でしょ。
さあな。
でもスネーク、そのルートには一つ問題があるわよ。
どんな？
要塞内部へつながる地下壕の山岳側出口は封鎖されてるのよ。鍵がなければ入れない。
He is. He's got such a great voice.
グラーニンがくれた鍵では。
その鍵では開かないわ。大丈夫。私が何とかする。そうね。山岳の頂上に廃墟があるから、そこで落ち合いましょう。
山岳の頂上だな。わかった。
待って、まだあるの。
どうした？
コブラ部隊の一人が山岳手前のジャングルで待ち伏せしてるらしいわ。伝説の狙撃手。
She's got a nice voice too. I'm just
そいつ
saying.
なら見た。かなりの老人だろう。
侮らないで。彼は近代狙撃技術の外も言われている兵士よ。
奴は一人か？観測所は？
いいえ、彼も一人よ。観測士は必要ないらしいの。
どういうことだ？
森のすべてが彼の味方らしい。
森が？
気をつけて。
わかった。俺もここでジエンドになるわけにはいかない。
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to play this in Japanese. There were so many, even just in that one conversation once I really started listening. There were so many differences between the scripts, because the subtitles that are there aren't actually the subtitles for what they're saying in this dub. They're just the subtitles for the English script. So I'm hearing the Japanese script and reading the English one at the same time. And there were at least like 5 lines that were different in there. So now I'm absolutely just going to need to play this game in Japanese at some point. Text and all. It's got to be annoying. No, I've been playing the Yakuza games. I'm very used to it. But the Yakuza games are... the subtitles match more accurately. Oh my god, I'm in the splitter camo still. You talk like an anime fan, sub or dub versus sub. No, I'm not even talking like dub versus sub, because that whole discussion, at least as far as I've ever seen it, is literally just the difference in voice acting quality. I'm more talking like I'm hearing the original script and then reading the localized one, and like I would say maybe half of the lines are basically the same thing. Like, not exactly the same, but same meaning. Like, same tone and everything. But the other half, I mean, you could understand them without the subtitles. Like, you can at least get the gist of it. That conversation was pretty simple. Yeah, I got most of that one. But it's definitely gonna depend. But that, yeah, I definitely got the gist of that. I haven't asked for a Gears update in a while. We finished Judgment last night, but we have to do Aftermath. And then I don't know if we're gonna go straight to 4 after that, or if we might, what's it? If we might finish up a couple other things that we've been playing before that. I don't know. Because we've got a couple other things that we were like close to the end of, but then we started playing Gears because I fixated on it on console or through Microsoft Store. Microsoft Store. There is a PC version, even if we have to use that forbidden launcher. Oh. That's fine. Ignore that. I have it through the store. Is the PC port fine? Like, are there any significant issues with it? Or is it perfectly fine? It's fine. Okay. I've really never heard like a thing about the Gears of War PC or Gears of War 4 PC port. So I don't know. I've just genuinely like never heard people even talk about it. Something related to Yakuza happened, which is extremely weird. What is it? I heard Gridlock is in 4, so you can still 1v1 Gridlock. Why would I do it on 4 when I could do it on 1? I could do it on the better game. He was so quiet, I genuinely did not hear a single word of that. I heard like the first 2 words, kind of. I was able to make them out. After that, I heard absolutely nothing. RGG Studio launches a calendar called Dragon Calendar, which shows you all the important events, showcases, and even the birthdays of some characters. What was weird is that Haruka was born in April of '96. which is 6 months after Kiryu gets arrested in 95. So that means Yumi was already pregnant in October. The Yakuza story never fails to just leave question marks every step of the way. Plot holes and question marks every step of the way. It feels weird to play MGS3 like this every single time. It still feels weird. I smell a plot hole. Is Kiryu's her real dad? No, it can't be that. Because even, what's it? Kiryu and Yumi never really had a romantic relationship prior to him going to prison and everything. It was like an unconfessed love. And that comes up like at the very end of 1. It was obvious as hell, but unconfessed. Although Kiwami, I don't know, Kiwami. I do know that Kiwami retcons Yumi's ring into being a gift from Kiryu to her. Whereas in the original, it's just a ring that she had, and there's no like further significance to it.
I enjoy the pain. It makes me feel good and alive.
Good for you, Foss. Oh, hold on. This new feature. I can't really do much there, can I?
Help me, step bro. I'm stuck to the gamer chair.
An Obitarian was born in 26, so she could show up in the 43 part of Stranger Than Heaven. It sounded strangely robotic. It's false and AI. No, I would later find out, like after the fact, that apparently she was trying to do like a JFK voice, because we had just like literally a day or two prior, we had played the Zombies map 5 together for the first time, like the Black Ops 1 Zombies map with JFK and Nixon and Castro and all them guys. And she thought that his way of talking was funny, so she was like mimicking it. So it's not her trying to sound robotic, it's her trying to have like the cadence of John F. Kennedy. I can't get down these stairs. Okay, there we go. JFK if he survived being shot. Why do a lot of games have their alt universe? Is that man living? What power did that man have? He was just a very iconic US president who was assassinated. So if you're trying to do alternate history that like revolves around the 60s, it's kind of just like a go-to, I guess. She's talking about, she also just started playing Prey, the 2017 one for the first time. And she had to stop and ask chat. She was like, wait, is him being alive like alternate history? Or was he alive at this point? We had to tell her that it was alternate history in that game. Because it has him being alive in 64. Oh, there we go. Prey 2006 over 2017? You're crazy. I like Prey 2006, but like, you're crazy. The thing with Prey 2006 is honestly more like, it's so like fun and creative, but the thing that really holds it back more than anything, god damn it, I can't go anywhere without getting stuck on these trees, is that like Doom 3 and Half-Life 2 already existed by the time that Prey 2006 came out. Bethesda needed to use the name to justify killing the franchise. I don't remember what the reason was for them going with that name, and I don't remember the original name either. Like the name it was under during its development. I wish I could. At least do a fancy sword fight. It was literally so they could keep the copyright. That's kind of awesome. They changed the name just to keep the IP. I do like Prey 2017 more. But to be fair, I also like System Shock 2 is in my top 10 games of all time. So like, I was kind of predisposed to really enjoy Prey 2017. It's not as good. It's no System Shock 2. Don't get me wrong. It's not. The parrot lands on his head and yells "Good morning" in the Japanese script. What does it say in English? Oh my god. It doesn't say good morning, does it? Holy fuck, that was so funny. For no reason. I wish I could mimic it. My voice will not let me. But that was so good. It says hello. No, Ohio is specifically good morning. It does say good morning? Does it actually? I swear it says something else. Oh, in English. Sorry, my bad. The end does sound awesome. Sorry, I was so focused on the parrot. The parrot sounds awesome. Oh, you guys, when you're playing in English, it even changes the on-screen creditation for the acting to the Japanese cast. I didn't notice that with the fear. I should have noticed it, but I didn't. That's actually incredible that they just added that little detail for if you do play the game with the Japanese voices in English.
伝説の狙撃手よ。
市街戦や
That
海
makes
上
me
での狙
happy
撃なら
that they
経
do
験は
that.
ある
That's
んだ。
awesome.
森では、
初めてだ。
そう。その森は川、高台、広場の3つのエリアで構成されてる。
And yeah, at the end, that's a way better voice. I'm just gonna be real. I like him way more
挑戦
here.
になりそうだな。
体力勝負ね。
That voice is so much cooler.
ジエンドのカムフラージュ技術は神がかり的と聞くわ。
動いた方が負けか。だが、奴は100歳を超えてるんだろう。スタミナならこっちが有利だ。
そうとは言えないかも。
なぜ？
彼は光合成するって聞いたことがある。
化け物か。
あと、ジエンドは森と話がで
It's
きる。
less corny. Yeah, the fear was a lot less corny too.
でも、
I'm scared of this end.
あなたならきっと勝てるわ。
Snake, bro.
そのつもりだ。
I think I like Snake equally. I think I like Eva equally. Let me hear Major Zero again.
スネーク、ジエンドは老練なスナイパーだ。その広大な森のどこかに隠れて君を狙っている。奴に見つかれば即座に撃たれるぞ。森の中を隠れながら進み、ジエンドの気配をつかめ。奴の動きを読んで背後や側面に回り込んで攻撃するんだ。気をつけろ。ジエンドは特殊な麻酔弾を使うぞ。
麻酔弾を撃ち込まれたらスタミナがどんどん減っていくわよ。スタミナゲージがゼロになったら意識を失ってしまうわ。
That's the thing. I want to say that I like Zero better because he sounds older, and I think that fits really well. But it feels wrong to not have him with a British accent. That's really what's throwing me off with him, specifically. I liked Sigan a lot. Let me call Sigan again just for the hell of it.
速郎ビエノの森は広い。そんな時こそサバイバルビュアーのマップを活用してくれ。
But yeah, figuring out that this is Nishitani from Yakuza 0 makes sense. Because I immediately was like, where do I know this actor from? Alright. You think we got the easy location for the bird? Don't I want leaf camo for this fight? Yeah. Oh wait, I have moss camo already because we're in New Game Plus. Fuck the leaf camo. 100% camo index. And the photosynthesis. Oh my god, we did get the easy location. What? I don't want to kill the bird. I know that it's the lethal run. I'll just eat the bird after. But killing the bird makes the end more difficult, and I don't want that. It makes him way more aggressive, and I definitely don't want that. Uh-oh. Shit. We're killing him this time. Where is he? Okay, I saw the tracer. No, he didn't move. Is he behind that tree? I think he is. I think he moved now. Yeah, I think he did. I can look up. I feel so disoriented sometimes with the classic camera. It's like the only issue. Trying to find that ledge specifically, I just could not find it. Yeah, he moved. Gonna run up and steal his drip. I'm wearing his drip right now. We're on New Game Plus. I already got the drip. I just gotta kill him. His location is revealed on the map when he fires, so if you just go into the survival viewer real quick and look at the map, you can spot him there. I actually didn't know that. Not there. The temptation to crouch walk is so real in moments like this. But this is a true legacy style run. None of that crouch walking BS. We're doing it old school. The Konami code works on legacy style, but not new style. Restricting yourself from using the thermals? No, I just hate the thermals. I hate them so much. But plus, he's really visible without them. So, I've never really felt the need for them. Like, maybe if you're super far away, it can be a big help, but never been good. Bro, I swear, every Metal Gear Solid game has just had the most, like, offensive to the eyes thermal and night vision filters. Like, genuinely, what was it? Classic MGS3 the other day when we were playing that, and I was just trying to use the thermals for something, and oh my god, it made my eyes hurt so bad after like 5 seconds. That shit is aggressive. Hold on, isn't there... Oh no, this is not where I was thinking of. I was gonna say, isn't there a perch out there that he could be on? But I was thinking of a different spot. Oh yeah, I was looking for the snakes during the final boss fight. Yeah, that was brutal. Would you recommend Delta on base PS5? Yeah. I can't speak to the PS5 version specifically, but like with the performance on consoles, the issue isn't that like the game runs terribly. The issue is simply just that they don't hit 60 FPS like they target to. And even when they do, like for moments here and there, they don't hold 60. But from all the testing that I've seen done, they kind of jump around in like the 40s and 50s and then occasionally hit 60 as well. But they're never like dropping below 30. Even in the most like intense moments when there are explosions going off everywhere and all that, they're hovering around like 35. Like you'll notice that it's inconsistent, but it's not like it drops to unacceptable levels, if that makes sense. It's just, it's unfortunate that they don't hit their 60 FPS target. But it's definitely not one of those situations where it's like dipping into the 20s or the teens or anything like that. Looking at you, Breath of the Wild, dipping down to like 15 FPS. Jesus Christ. Oh. are your specs? Mine? I'm on a... What's it? Oh, what's my processor again? I'm on an i9 13900K. I think. God damn it. All right, hold on. I have to double check. Yeah, it is a 13900K. I couldn't quite remember. And then I'm on a 4080 for the GPU. So I've got pretty beefy specs, to be fair. But my experience on the PC side is genuinely just that I booted it up, bumped everything to max, and it just has run at like a locked 60 the whole time. And we've played like 40 hours of it. It has like never dropped below 60 at all. No, it's a 13900K. I pulled up my system information when I paused there just to double check it. It is a 13900K. It's a 13th gen. Get the goat. I can't do that to the goat. No man survives, even the goats. No, the goats are safe. But yeah, like if performance is your worry, then it kind of just depends where you're at with performance. Like if dipping below 60 in performance mode is something that you're like, no, I don't want to buy that, understandable. But if you're fine with it, as long as it never goes below like 30, then even the PS5 versions and stuff are perfectly okay. They're just not up to, I guess, like the current standard we would hope for is the best way to put it, but they're not like unplayable because of the performance dips. Is the 14900K melting itself? Yeah, it's the 13 and 14th gens that are doing it. But the new BIOS versions have really stabilized both the issues of the CPU damaging itself, and like if you do have a CPU that has damaged itself, then the new BIOS will also sort of remedy the problems coming from that. Because if you get your new BIOS updates for these CPUs, basically the new microcode is just making the power draw on the CPU much smoother. Like it bounces around less erratically than it did before, because what was happening before was your CPU would be sitting there like drawing a very normal amount of power, like as if it was idling, just kind of chilling out. And then out of nowhere, it would be like, boom, 150 watts going straight to your processor, and it would get really, really hot super fast. And literally, it would start damaging itself because it was doing that. And also, it's not supposed to draw that much power. But the way that Intel shipped it on launch, like when these processors first came out, both the 13th and 14th gen, the like factory default settings were allowing these processors to draw upwards of 200 watts of power directly to the processor, when Intel's recommended limit is like 125. So that was a big problem. Like I know I had to go into my BIOS and put a hard limit on the wattage that my processor could pull, because the way that Intel had shipped the processor, it was running factory default settings that were deemed unsafe by Intel. So it was a bit of a cursed line of processors. Oh, I went through the mud. I was like, my camo index is so high right now. It was because I went through the mud and the camo index dropped significantly. He's right there. No. Had to try it. What the fuck did you just say to me? I heard you, bitch. Did he just run away after saying that? What a bitch. I didn't even catch exactly what he said to me. He said, get good, then left. No, he said something, die, and then ran away. The only word that I caught was him saying die.
Get the! Get the!
You motherfuckers. I didn't catch the first couple words. I don't know what he said. Where did he run off to? This has been one of my most scuffed end fights in a while. I've been crawling around trying to find him for so long. Why would you add get good? Because I promised like fucking 2 years ago. Not 2, maybe like a year to a year and a half ago. I promised that whenever Silk Song came out, I would add it. And I jokingly said that because Silk Song was obviously never going to come out. But then it did come out, so I had to add it. Because you don't hear a word they say. I don't. It's almost like they're invisible. Could be up there.
I enjoy the pain. It makes me feel good and alive.
Pulse is really on about like pegging and masochism today. Like a lot. More than usual. Oh my god, I thought that goat was him. You also said you'd play Project Wingman. Yeah, it's way too busy for that right now. It does kind of sound like JFK. Yeah, she had only heard him for like a little bit while we were playing zombies, right? So even then, she was only hearing like little quotes here and there. But she was just purely because it was like on the mind, on the brain. She was mimicking like JFK's way of speaking. There's another one in there. There's another false quote out of like the 50 some, however many it is now, where she's doing it there as well. Turn her kink settings down in the AI command module. Tone her down from pegging to foot stuff. I'm surprised there are no like foot comments from her. And her response to that is going to be that she's not into feet. But according to her, she's not into pegging either. So, you be the judge of that. And you are? No, I'm not. Don't turn this back at me. Don't you dare. Don't you dare try to flip this on me. You would know that she is. Well, I actually, yes, I would know. That woman was so wild. She showed me this YouTube video that was, it was from, like, whatever it is. Like, what's it? Like a Jubilee or The Cut, like one of those kind of channels. Where, the whole thing was that it was staged like it was a normal, like, truth or drink game. And then the reality was that they had actually set up with a whole thing with these couples so that you could tell your partner your secret kinks. Yeah. And so, like, you get halfway into the video and it's normal, and then all of a sudden, like, they all just start talking about their secret kinks that they've never told their partner about. And this one woman who was, like, this super quiet, like, conservative woman, just, you know, pretty basic, by the books, nothing too out there. All of a sudden, bro, they told her, like, all right, now's the time. And she starts talking about wanting to peg her partner. And she was wild, like, wildly descriptive. She was just like, every time that I see you naked, I want to, like, get up in there. You know, I want to be all up in that. And it was just like a switch had been flipped, and she was, like, aggressive about it. It was crazy. That into it, bro. She was real into the idea of it. Like, seriously, it wasn't like a minor interest. It was like she really had to get up in there. And the guy clearly was not interested, like, at all. But he was trying to be considerate and understanding, and, like, yeah, okay, maybe, like, if you, like, are really about this, we could find a way. And she was she was like, I could even just do a pinky, like, that's all I need. And then he was like, what, but you have these super nice nails, like, you don't want to ruin those. And she was like, oh, let me look, I am so into this that if I have to, like, get my nails taken off for a little bit just to do this, I can make it work. Like, we can do that. She was so about it that it was hilarious. What a bitch. I should have gone up there. I should have snuck up on him since I knew where he was, because now I'm going to lose him again. But I guess this is the intended sniper duel that Kojima wanted, so maybe it's not that bad, even if it takes, like, 5 times as long. He wanted this boss fight to take, like, an hour, so maybe I can entertain him. Would you really want to deny your partner their fan? It is a tricky situation. Like, I totally get why he was kind of like, okay, if, like, I'm not super interested in this, but I don't want to say no. I heard you talking about pegging one and none of it. I think he's into it. It's like you said, it's always the quiet ones. Gist of the story, I just like quoting that woman. Yeah, False just quotes that woman all the time and says, like, I want to get up in there in any context that she can. And to be fair, it's because that video was very funny. The other one was, I don't even want to get into that. There was another one in the same video that was so crazy. False, what channel was it? So that I can at least, because someone asked. Yeah, DS asked who it was. Do you know? Or could you maybe figure it out? Like, which exact channel it was? It was The Cut. Oh, you linked it? Where? In Discord? Where did you link it? Oh yeah, yeah. She put it in my Discord server. Okay. Yeah. If you do want to watch it, there's another one in there that's crazy. Brilliant. It's really funny. It's just like out of nowhere. She just pulls a full 180 on this guy. He's just like, I don't know about that. I don't know how I feel about that, but you know, we could find a way. Oh my god, I'm seeing through the rocks. Oh, can I not get up on the ledge from this way? Can I? I actually don't know. I feel like I must be able to. Hold on. Something actually dangerous. Yeah. Like there are some that for a lot of people you just can't even like try to compromise on it. And that's understandable. But yeah, it is totally understandable. How he was like, you know, not super down with the idea, but also it was trying to find some way to make her happy. No, so you can't get up on that ledge from here. Huh. Full-blown 50 Shades behind the scenes. Yeah. Has anyone read 50 Shades? I have not. I've only seen the movie. And the only thing that I ever remember about that movie was I don't remember what the line was before that even prompted this quote because I saw it a long time ago. The only thing that I remember about it was the guy saying, "I don't make love, I fuck hard." And I just burst out laughing. Like I could not handle what I was seeing. I just died. That movie is an experience, man. Oh. What DS just said. I do too. I also remember her self-restraint was falling apart like a shoddy washing machine. That's so good. That is so funny. Don't make me pull back up the recent like VTuber cancellation document that False was sending me screenshots of that had like the most awful sex talk I've ever seen in my life. Like genuinely some of the worst. Don't make me pull that back up. I read a little bit of it on stream and everyone in chat was just like, stop. Too much. I'm done. Tapping out. That was so bad. Like just painful. Just painful. I thought Twilight was a fanfic of 50. Do I have Raindrop on like a quick select? I do. It took me a second to process that I should swap it. never needed to be good at writing to be an author. I feel like that's kind of true. Like, if you can just get it published, there's an audience for it. It's okay. Like, you don't need to be great at making videos to be a YouTuber. Clearly. You don't have to be great at streaming to be a streamer. Oh, and now it's not raining. Oh, wait, no, it is still raining. It just looked so sunny. Chole being modest there. It's kind of true, though. All you gotta do is just find a gaming community that has a lot of fans from years and years of legacy, but no one really making much content around it. And as long as it's even, like, decent, it'll go. Totally not talking about Armored Core, by the way. Or Ace Combat. Definitely not what I'm talking about. Not at all. Grab a niche. It's true, though. Not even necessarily like a niche. A lot of people say find a niche. That's kind of true. But, I guess what I'm talking about is more of like a content gap, if that makes sense. Where, like, there's demand but not supply, if that... I feel like that's a good way to put it. High demand, low supply. I feel like the Yakuza community is definitely one of those. But then again, like, I see the Yakuza tubers who are doing, like, great videos on the series. And I feel like their numbers are so much lower than I would expect them to be. Like, even the dedicated Yakuza guys. Which is so wild, because it's such a big series. Like, there's so much to talk about with the Yakuza games, because they're... what's it? Every game in the series, like, even Yakuza 1, like PS2 Yakuza 1, you could spend hours talking about all the little, like, interesting nuances and bits of content that most players will never see, and, like, the ways that the systems are actually a lot deeper than they might seem at first and all that. But, like... Or, sorry, and there's, like, 20 games. And even Yakuza 1 is, like, the smallest one. It took me 15 hours to beat that on a first playthrough-ish. And then Yakuza 0 took me, like, 70. Right? And so there's so much to talk about with there being, like, 20 games, all with that much depth and, like, stuff to talk about. And then, obviously, you start, like... talking about the games relative to one another and, like, all the little differences and how things change over time and yada yada. And there's so much to talk about with the Yakuza games. And people are doing that, but seemingly just, like, the demand isn't there. It's crazy to me. Yakuza has just started going mainstream. It's true. It definitely got a big boost with Zero. Like, the big initial boost in the West was Zero, because it was very popular in Japan prior to that. And then, 7, Like a Dragon, was another huge boost over here as well. But it still feels like it's not quite there. It keeps feeling like it's getting there, but it's, like, teetering right on that edge. Right? only successful because of Young, yeah, obviously. Hasreal. Hasreal. Oh, I thought that goat was him. The moderators can see what you have said. And my custom chat box doesn't put through held messages because it can't fetch them properly from like a separate account. But False can sure send me screenshots. You don't gotta out me like that. That is some crazy shit. A lot better than before. You think? I feel like for the most part, I don't hear many people talking about like particularly enjoying the English dubs. I hear some of it here and there. And I do think it's generally a good shift because a lot of people just, even if the English dub isn't that great, a lot of people just can't stand playing a game at that scale in a language that they can't understand just by listening to it, right? Like a lot of people don't want to read subtitles the whole time, which is understandable. Because admittedly, like, even when I am playing them for the first time and recording, like if I want to look away from the screen for a second during a cutscene or something, I'll generally get the gist of it. I try not to, but if like my phone goes off or something and I have to look at it real quick, it's fine. But I can see that being really annoying. Yeah, I know about the RGG leak. Yeah, I know. Makes it more accessible for better or for worse. Yeah. I think accessible is always better, even if it's not perfect. But maybe that's the game dev in me. And the YouTuber in me, to be honest, as well. Because I feel like YouTubers also kind of have a... what's it? I've talked about this a lot in the past, not so much recently. But like, from a YouTube side of things, I always want the best for every game series that I'm covering. Because good games that are successful and bring in new players will also then inevitably bring in more viewership for me and for other people, like for Metal Gear. Like Delta bringing in new people to the franchise would also bring more new people to like me or Perfect Stealth or Python or George or whoever, right? Like it really, it kind of is good for everyone in that sense. So also as a YouTuber, I think just being more accessible will always be a good thing. If you make it too mainstream, it can hamper the project. I kind of agree. But even then, it's not necessarily a symptom of being too mainstream as much as it's just... the issue is when developers cave and make things more digestible intentionally after they've already blown up and become mainstream. Which is exactly like to the Resident Evil example. Like the issue wasn't that Resident Evil got too popular. It was that Capcom felt the need to shift the direction of the franchise to be more accessible to the mainstream after they had already hit the mainstream, doing exactly what they were doing before. And like even then, Capcom was able to turn that back around, and Resident Evil now is at like its new height of popularity after going back to doing more of what Resident Evil did prior to like 5 and 6. Or ORC. Fuck's sake. So like that's honestly a great example, to my point, of like the issue is more if you start alienating the audience that already fell in love with it just to try to get more people in love with it. And it's kind of redundant once the series has started blowing up to that point, because you've already made it by doing the thing that people love. There's no need to shift it. And Resident Evil's a great example because they did go back to what they were doing before, and they haven't had a game outsell like RE5 yet in terms of total lifetime copies. But what they've had is games like RE7, 2-make, or 4-make, which are all selling copies at such a rapid pace that they are, within the next year or two, all going to outsell RE5 in terms of lifetime copies. Like, RE5 sold, I think like 19 million copies lifetime, but it only sold like 2.5 million, I want to say, in its first year. I don't remember its first year all that well, but I think it was something around that. RE4 Remake sold 8 million in its first year. So it hasn't outsold RE5 lifetime yet, but like it's still selling at a really good pace even after that incredible start. So to say that Resident Evil is currently at its peak popularity is actually like a very true thing. And especially, you see how much hype there is for RE9 right now? Like, just across the board, RE9 is like the big game of every show that it appears at. Except for maybe the Nintendo Direct that just happened, but that one was kind of weird. That was like an edge case. It sold 15 million plus over its lifetime. I think it's like 18 or 19. I know the 15 million figure, but I think it's outdated, if I'm not mistaken. It's surprising Yakuza 0 didn't get censored in the West when it launched, because you know that game has some crazy stuff with the telephone club, the cat fights, DVD shops. Yeah, the only censorship that Yakuza 0 does have over here is the same one that every Yakuza game on Steam has. That being the pachinko being removed. But even then, that's just specific to the PC version. And applies to, like, literally every Yakuza game on Steam. Like, all the remasters of 3, 4, and 5 got their pachinko games removed. The Kiwami games got theirs removed. It's something about Steam's policies where they were not permitted to release the games on Steam with slot machine minigames in them for some reason. But then, like, GTA Online has them. So, don't ask me. But something's up there. He's gonna have to start yelling sometime soon. He's gonna have to refill his stamina again. Is that why the Game Pass versions had the pachinko machines? Yeah, it was something specific about Steam's policies that made them have to remove them. So, like, when I'm 100%ing all of the games on, on Steam, I'm not going to have to do pachinko because they're not in there. They're just simply not on the list. What did they remove from GTA? Very minor things. I think they removed like a couple of the radio talk show bits that they felt were like outdated and offensive. And then I think there was like a billboard that they also changed in the single player. It could be more than that, but that's just what I remember hearing about. And like it's stupid, but at the same time, at least in my opinion, it's not really a big deal. Because like the shit I care about in GTA is still there. The whole point is that they're offensive. Yeah. Although I know a lot of people do enjoy the humor of GTA. Like more than I do. For me, the humor is like a little bonus. I don't really consider it that important. Oh, fuck. Oh. Man, he was hauling ass down here. Mahjong is super gambling. Mahjong is a bit of a weirder one. Because I think that Steam is more against like pure game of chance gambling. I'm getting a call.
敵の気配をつかむには主観や双眼鏡を使うといい。動体探知機、アクティブソナー、生体センサーも活用しろ。集音マイクを使うのもいいだろう。
Because like pretty much all of the other gambling games and the Yakuza games specifically are still there. Like Mahjong, the Shogi is a gambling game in Yakuza specifically. All the card games and like dice games and all that. Which dice games? I love the crude humor, but the gameplay and the mods are much more important to me. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it, where I'm like, I think it's silly to go back and remove stuff just because you feel like it's outdated. Like, because even if you do feel like it's outdated, the game came out 12 years ago. And especially in the US, we were at a very different point in terms of like how we culturally felt about crude humor and like offensive humor like that. It's a product of the time. Like you really don't need to go back and change it. You can very easily just be like, yeah, we feel like this aged poorly, but still just leave it as is, because like everyone understands that that was just a result of when the game was made. Like no one, well, the vast majority of people, the overwhelming majority of people have no issue with it. Like looking at it from the perspective of being a product from 12 years ago when we were just culturally feeling very differently about that stuff, right? But at the same time, like, does it really affect my experience with the game? No. Like, I can go back and play GTA 5, and if I'm not actively thinking about the fact that that stuff isn't there, it's never going to cross my mind that anything is missing. You know what I mean? Like, the actual experience of playing the game is still the same as it was 12 years ago. Or I guess as it was 10 years ago when they did the next gen overhaul for like newer consoles and PC. But you get what I'm saying. Like, the story's still there, the gameplay's still there. I'm not terribly bothered by it. This, I think, is actually the longest end fight of my life. Genuinely. And it's kind of sweet. But, like, at the same time, wow, this is taking a long time. This was Kojima's vision. This is the canon fight. It is. This is how they wanted it to play. I've noticed Snake crawls slower in Delta. Yeah, he moves slower in all stances in Delta. Like, he runs slower, too. And the crouch walking is slower than it was in MGS 3D. There definitely was an intentional, like, slowing down of the pace of the game. Which is not super noticeable. Like, I noticed it. But I've also played MGS 3 so many times, even just recently. So, like, I did notice it, but even when I noticed it, I was kind of just like, oh yeah, it's... I don't really mind at all. I think the running speed is still kind of the same. No, people have done videos comparing the speeds. It's a universal slowing down of his movement. He's gonna die of old age any minute now. You think? He's just... like, he must be going perfectly in the opposite direction. Or, like, just staying behind me or something. Because it is insane. He's just not in any of the spots as I check them. Probably be quicker doing it non-lethally. I do think that the end is a fight that goes much faster non-lethally. Because once you hold him up, you get like 3 trank shots in him. Those do more damage than sniping him. Just flat out. And then, because you're like right on his ass, when he runs away, you run with him. And then you start crawling again after you run for a little bit just so that you sneak up on him. But like, you pretty much know where he's gonna be. So you just get him again in the span of like 2 minutes, and you just repeat like 3 times, and then you're done. Whereas this, I've gotten to shoot him in the head like 4 times. I have hit 4 headshots on him with this SVD, and that's how much damage I've gotten. This fight is much faster non-lethally. For sure. I'm flipping directions because, as I was saying out loud, like, he must just be perfectly circling around me or something. What if I just randomly 180? He'll never expect it. I do think Konami did a great job with this. I agree. I know some people don't. I've seen some people calling it a demake, but I would say... like, obviously, we've all... it's the Metal Gear fandom, so we've all done our fair share of nitpicking over the years with this series. No one is guiltless in that, by any means. And especially with things like the Twin Snakes. Like, yeah, we've all nitpicked the shit out of the Twin Snakes, but... I feel like the majority of the criticism against Delta that are valid, like genuinely, are so granular and nitpicky that even for me, someone like me who's like notoriously kind of a nitpicky bitch with video games, and I will never mince words about it because I absolutely am just such a nitpicky bitch with video games. I totally am. Even for me, I'm a little like, man, like, does it really, like, ruin the game for you that much? To the point where, like, this one little thing is enough for you to start saying that the remake is, like, total shit. It's a lazy cash grab, demake. It's a remaster with extra bells and whistles. Yeah. There we go. Where is he? I've never seen him in that spot, actually. Oh god. That is like exactly where I could not shoot him. That's crazy. But no, it's 100% like a visual remaster with just little touches throughout. For sure. But also, like, I feel like that's all MGS3 really needed. You know? I don't think MGS3 needed, like, this massive overhaul from the ground up. Because at first I was a little let down by the idea of it largely being the same. But then, like, getting hands-on with it and having played this much of it, it really, for me at least, is just a better MGS3. Wait, no. This is where I came from. So he went up this way? Like, when we have been going back to play the original MGS3 again, because I'm still working on cleaning up the 100% for it. I'm, like, at the very end of that process. Going back to the original after playing so much of it feels like I feel all those little things that, that Delta does. When I go back to the original, I miss them so much. Like, I really, really miss all of the little touches from Delta when I go back to play the original now. Like, oh my god, the camo menu. When we were playing the original the other day and I was swapping camos. Because now, like, when I used to play classic MGS3, I would just kind of choose, like, a camo that was generally pretty good but not perfect for the exact situation. Delta got me so used to being able to choose the perfect camo without it being, like, disruptive, because I can just do this. Like, when it started raining earlier and I was just like, oh, it's raining. Boom. Raindrop camo, right? That's all I had to do. Going back to the original and then needing to go through, like, the full survival viewer menus to make those changes and get the perfect setup again, man, you feel it going back. You really feel it going back. And I didn't think I would feel it that much, because I was like, oh yeah, at this point, I've basically 100%ed the original. Like, I've...
Get the!
I'm watching it back. I crawled right over his body, and never at any point did I see him. Snake, why are we reloading? I've had enough. I'm hitting him. I just hit a whole bunch of bullets on him. I like his Rambo scream more. I like his scream more. Walk him down. That was awesome. I genuinely crawled right over top of him and did not see him whatsoever. Like, he was invisible. That was crazy. Why he yelling? It's a Rambo scream. He was what? He was invisible. I at least managed to turn it into a lot of damage. So I'm happy with it. But like, what the fuck was that? Big complaint is legacy mode doesn't actually control like the original. Yeah, I wish that the legacy controls were more similar to the original, because like they kind of did half of the original control scheme, and then the other half they just didn't. I'm with you on that one for sure, because that's also like going back and forth between this and the OG. Yeah. Just the little control differences are very annoying. Is that him? No, that's a log. Feels like all the soul's been taken out. Yeah, I've seen the new Skate like a lot, even before its release yesterday. My buddy Owen was part of the testing for it for like the last 2 years. So I've seen a lot of footage of the game over time, like as it's been worked on. And just never at any point has Skate 4 done anything for me. Which is like, I loved Skate 2 and 3. I never played the original, but I loved 2 and 3. And yeah, the new one, like, yeah, just nothing about it has made me want to play it at any point. Someone said the new Skate has been gentrified. It kind of does feel like that. Like, as weird as that term is to use there, it kind of, it does. That's a weirdly good way of describing it. Obviously not in the literal sense, but figuratively speaking, I can see what they're saying. And I get that there are some positives with it. Like, people say the new controls are incredible. And that's great. But like, man, it just, where is everything that made Skate Skate? Like, literally everything. What happened to it? Hall of Meat? Skate? It's just now like this big sandbox that you just go around and skate in, and it's like, okay, that was part of the appeal of the originals, but like, there was some structure there that actually gave you legit things to do, like actual activities. And the new skate is literally just go around and do whatever the fuck you want. Only even flow memes can save it. And I bet there will be some good even flow memes. I hope there will be. I also saw that this guy on Twitter was doing this thing. I saw this yesterday where what's it? He like curled up into a ball and was bouncing like down the street, just like he would jump and fly forward and just keep bouncing over and over again. And it is significantly faster to do that than to actually ride your skateboard. Because of some weird shit going on with the physics. And it was just like, what? What am I looking at? I would have preferred the new remakes to be like the OG GameCube remake. I would have probably preferred it too. But like, RE2 remake, man. RE2 remake. My big thing with 2 make, because I do have a big issue with it, it's not even the perspective and all that, because like I can kind of get that. People hate tank controls nowadays. So I think it definitely would have been a big flop had they tried to do that. Especially because like once you go nearly 20 years without doing anything that is even like similar to that, you can't even really bank on like legacy fans anymore. Because it's been 2 fucking decades nearly, but that's besides the point. My big thing with RE2 remake, because like 3, we don't have to talk about 3, but with 2, the B scenarios suck so bad. They suck so much ass, which is a shame because that was one of the best parts of the original. However, RE2 remake, just that first run through the A scenario, you know, perspective aside, B scenario aside, just the experience of playing through the A scenario in RE2 and even the gameplay side of the B scenario is so good. Like, it's so well designed. The level design, the puzzles, the balancing of the enemies, like everything in RE2 remake is so spot on, like exactly what it needed to be in terms of its design, that that video is gonna be a bitch. I'm just gonna have to resist like the entire time writing that video, going into the most like granular details about everything and how well put together it is, because holy shit, it was just crazy. That first experience was magical. I literally, like, RE2 remake was coming out, I wasn't expecting a whole lot because, you know, the perspective was different, and like we had RE7, which was good, but at that time RE7 was kind of more like, you know, we got one survival horror win, so I can't expect that we're back yet. Like, we got one, it is basically like whatever Battlefield game comes after 6, I'm still going to be skeptical, even if 6 is really fantastic for its whole life. Just because it's like, okay, one win after like a little dark period doesn't mean we're back. It just means we got a win. So that's kind of how I felt going into 2 make. And I hold RE2 in such high regard from like childhood and everything that I was so worried. But man, I got up at midnight January 25th, 2019. Called myself out of school for the day and everything. And I played it. And in the span of one, like, 6-hour session, just played all of Leon A. Just front to back. Like, did not stop. Did a full run of Leon A. And enjoyed every single second of it so much. Still a little goofy. I'm expecting it to be like Battlefield 1. I don't know. I played the beta thoroughly. I completed every challenge for both weekends of the beta. And as someone who's played every Battlefield since Bad Company 2 came out, I enjoyed it a lot, especially for the first, like, 3 hours. I was over the moon about it for the first few hours. But the more time I spent with it, definitely the more I started to see a lot of cracks with it. But I'm still hopeful, because it seems like a lot of that is the map selection was pretty poor, because they were trying to get a lot of data on, like, the infantry combat. They weren't too worried about vehicle balance or anything. And I liked the infantry combat at first, but I'm primarily an infantry player in Battlefield, like always. I barely venture into vehicles ever. And the balance was not there, and the maps were not designed well. Aside from Siege of Cairo, that map was really good. I liked that. The other 3 maps in the beta, especially that fucking infantry-only New York map, they were all bad. I didn't like any of them outside of Cairo. But knowing what we now do about the fact that they chose, like, the smallest, most infantry-focused maps intentionally for the sake of getting a lot of metrics on that stuff, I have some hope that those were just some very poorly selected maps for the beta. But I don't know. By the time the beta was over, I had a lot of issues with Battlefield 6, so I'm hopeful that those get worked out. Is it the original? Yeah, it is when you play Legacy. Got some Battlefield gameplay. Yeah, was it, Liberation Peak was the name of it, I think. I liked that one for Conquest, but I primarily play, like, Rush and Breakout, because Breakout is basically operations, just without the cutscenes and stuff. And those modes in general needed a lot of work, both of them. But Liberation Peak was, like, the worst map for both of those modes. Because the defender side sniping is so out of control on Liberation Peak, at least in the state that it was in during the beta, that that map was, like, False 2 when we were playing it. We would both sigh when we were loading into Liberation Peak, because we knew if we were on attacking side Liberation Peak, it was just not going to be fun. Like, there was no fun to be had that match, because holy fuck, the sniping was so out of control. I would spawn in and see an entire ridge line covered with scope glints. It really was that. Like, you spawn on attacker side, you run up, you get over that little hill going to the first objective, and up on the horizon, there are like 30 sniper glints looking back at you. And just, you die. Like, one of those 30 guys aiming in your direction is going to hit you. Yeah, that map, like, genuinely, we would just sigh every time. And Rush has had its ups and downs a lot. Rush genuinely was at its best, not as just a pure game mode of its own, but as a component of operations in Battlefield 1 and 5. Man, Battlefield 5. I need to play Battlefield 5 again sometime. Because genuinely, Battlefield 5 at launch, poo-poo, no good. Battlefield 5 in the state that it ended up in, like, after all of its live service was over, and the state that it's in now, if you go to play it nowadays, chef's kiss. Incredible Battlefield game. Launch, but like now, operations on Battlefield 5 is so good. So good. I like exclusively play operations on both of those games because, man, that mode kicked so much ass. That mode was awesome. I'm yapping, but I need to control myself. I'm gonna end a little early because of my voice. I need to rein myself in here. Iwo Jima on 5 was crazy as fuck. God, the operations were so good by the end of the game. Like, once they figured it out and tuned the maps better and stuff. It was so good, man. And, like, balance was a big problem with 5 at the start, but they got that worked out. And 5 now, if you go play it, particularly in operations, I can't speak to other modes, is really good. Not my favorite, but like genuinely a game that I do want to go back to. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe if I could talk false into it, but Battlefield 6 is in like less than a month, so I can hear your voice getting normal. Yeah, that's why I'm ending, because I'm getting carried away. I'm going to hurt it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy it and you haven't done so already, feel free to go ahead, leave a sub, follow, whatever. Come back another time. We're doing this. We're doing all sorts of other stuff, like MGS3 100% that I'm still wrapping up, Ace Combat, Resident Evil, Yakuza. We're doing all sorts of stuff. Come back for any of it. It's all good, I think. I thought that was good news. No. I should not be talking and like projecting my voice like that. Also, if you enjoyed, leave a like. Algorithm helps boost it. I appreciate it. Thank you if you've done so already. Thank you if you're about to do so. If you're looking for links to anything outside of Twitch or YouTube to engage with the community, check out links in the description below, or on Twitch, they're on the channel page. They're in chat commands. Things like Twitter, Discord server, whatever. Those are all there. Other than that, though, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope to see you always back here next time. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you for coming to the stream, and goodbye.